Vincent Van Gogh, people told him, you can't be a great painter, you only have one ear. You know what he said? I can't hear you.
Listening to Sippin' Sports, a Phillies sports talk morning show with KJ and Dalton. Proudly powered by 302 Birds. Let's take it to the show.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome to another episode of the Sippin' Sports podcast, joined by KJ McCoy and Broad Street Sports, rocking that awesome hat, as we were saying backstage earlier.
Hell yeah.
We got an awesome show for you guys. Ton to talk about today. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. We'll start out with Broad today, and then we'll take it to Mac. But, bro, this team is hot right now.
Yeah, no, you want to know what? I give this team a lot of credit. I bashed this team the entire summer. I've talked smack about this team for a long time. And you know what? They're finally playing baseball the way that I knew they could play baseball all along. And here's the thing, and that's the reason why I always attack this team when they would do dumb things and they would play bad. It's because I know that this team's better than the way that than they played, and I know that this team was capable of going on a run like this. But what I've seen since they brought in Harrison Bader and since they brought in Johan Duran, this baseball team is playing with a different confidence, a different swagger, different type of energy. It looks like they're having fun. They're not pressing too hard. They're just playing good, solid baseball. And where it is right now, they may even take over the 1 seed in the National League. I mean, they're right behind the Brewers. The Brewers just got swept in their last series. It seems like they're going to be, either a lock for the 1 or 2 seed. We obviously hopefully can win the series against the Royals this weekend. And then next week we play the Dodgers. But so that'll be a super big series. But right now the Phillies are locked for the 1 or 2 seed. And the way that they're playing right now, I don't think I'm fully bought into them winning a World Series. I don't think that's where I'm at. But I do like our chances right now. I do believe they may possibly go on a run come postseason time. I just think I was listening to WIP. I was listening to Spike, Ike, and Friss, the afternoon show Thursday, and they were saying that they believe that this is the Phillies' year. When you look at it, this team has been the most resilient they've been in this entire playoff window they've been in. It's the most resilient team they've had. They got swept early on by the Mets in New York early in the season. They bounced back. They got swept by Pittsburgh a couple weeks or a month after that. They bounced back. They just got swept by the Mets a couple weeks ago. They have bounced back and then just swept the Mets. So, this team's playing really confident, energetic, fun brand of baseball. They're resilient. They're fighting through the adversity. So I believe there's a year that they could possibly win it. It would be this year. But I thought they played a good brand of baseball last night. I thought Walker Buehler didn't do too shabby. He wasn't great. Don't get me wrong. Didn't do too shabby. But they, the past 2 nights with Luzardo in that final game of the Mets series gives up 4 runs and 5 hits in the first, and then retires 25 straight batters and goes 8 innings, 10 strikeouts. And what world does that make it? It goes 8 innings, 5 hits, a 4-run baseball with 10 strikeouts. The Phillies were down 4-0, came back and won it 6-4. That's resilient baseball. We haven't seen that out of them. Last night, they're down 1-0. They come back and they put up, I don't even remember the score, but they put up a good amount of runs. They just piled it on them. So what I'm seeing is they give up a lead. They come back and they don't take their foot off the gas. And that's what I'm liking from this baseball team.
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing great ball right now, and I mean, sweeping the Mets, beating the Royals last night, it's been great to see. And I mean, Harrison Bader, I'll tell you this right now, I was definitely wrong about this guy. I
Yeah.
really thought that we need a guy like Luis Robert, somebody like that. And I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. Harrison Bader is the electricity this team needed, and just how he's so confident, and just the way that he goes out there with the swagger, as Broad has talked about with the hair and
The
everything like
hair,
that.
yeah, the
So,
hair.
exactly. So I mean, like he's been killing it, man. It's been awesome to just see him, just honestly like hitting at will. And I mean, what's he got, like a batting average like 300 plus right now? I think he's got something crazy like that. It's awesome though to see him balling out with the Phils. I think it's something like that, right, Broad? Like 300.
I think as a
Yeah,
Philly, so when he came to the Phillies, he had like a 250 batting average, and right
yeah.
now his batting average for the year is like 284. So he has to be batting over 300 as a Philly.
Oh, he definitely is for the Phillies right now. He definitely is over 300.
So I mean, let's just go through. So last night, Bader's 2 for 5.
Yeah.
Last game versus the Mets, 2 for 5. 2 for 5 again versus the Mets. 3 for 5 versus the Mets. 3 for 4 versus the Mets. 1 for 3 versus Miami. 1 for 4 versus Miami.
Mhm.
So he's averaging a couple hits every time he goes
Yeah.
out. And remember when he first got here, they were platooning him. He wasn't playing
Yeah.
every day, and now he's at the point he's playing. It would be a sin to bench him if he
Yeah.
was ever like, oh, he needs a break. I think the entire city would have robbed that Rob Thompson.
Oh, of course. I think so.
The entire city by storm. This guy, everybody loves him. I
Yeah.
mean, I've never seen a guy, and Duran, everybody loves Duran, of course,
Yeah.
but this guy, I don't know what it is about this guy, dude, but he's taken over. He's captivated this city, and there's like a passion and a love for this guy. I want his jersey. I want his
Yeah.
jersey. We
Yeah.
need to re-sign him. Jack
We
Fritz was
do.
talking about it yesterday. Re-sign Harrison Bader.
Darth Bader, man. Darth Bader. Love it. But yeah, it's been awesome to see him just like contribute with this team and kind of fuel new electricity for this team, I feel like. So it's been awesome. And also Bryce, also it was great to see him get a homer yesterday. That was great. But yeah, Walker Bueller, I mean, that was and as Brawl was saying before, I mean, he didn't have the best of debuts, but I mean, he definitely seemed like he definitely has some promise to him, and he definitely can be like a. Obviously, he's not going to fill that void that Zach Wheeler is leaving right now, with Zach Wheeler being out for like 6 to 8 months. But I think he could definitely kind of like help out with that a little bit. And I think with the other pitchers, honestly performing right now with Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez, and Jesus Luzardo bouncing back. I mean, obviously giving up those 4 runs at first against the Mets, as Broad was alluding to. For him, his confidence and gaining that back and getting those strikeouts he got in the rest of the game, and they won 6-4. That was key, I feel like, for this team. So I think they definitely are starting to. Starting to really hit some strides right now, and love to see it. So I mean, it would be awesome to see if the Phillies can actually win the series with the Royals, and then the Eagles beat the Chiefs. I mean, that would just be like a total one up on Kansas City in general, and that just shows that, you know what, our football team's better than you, our baseball team's better than you, and even our freaking food is better than yours too. Because Kansas City barbecue sucks compared to Philadelphia cheesesteaks. So you know what? Yeah, just
No,
take
but
that. So
I,
everything is better
for
in Philly.
for me though, when it comes to Walker Bueller, I mean, his start tonight was kind of like it was better than his other starts this season with the Red Sox. But what I do like about him is maybe, I mean, they're using him a part of a 6-man rotation, so it gives some guys like Christopher Sanchez, Luzardo, Ranger some rest. And, they're rolling to the 6-man rotation, coming to pushing the postseason time. But I do like Walker Bueller because of his postseason experience and the fact. I mean, remember last year he was shutting down the Yankees, and he's been the Dodgers' lead horse for like ever outside of Kershaw. So he has the experience. He's been there. He's done it, and I like him. It's just you got to get him back into his groove. Now, too, here's the last thing I'll say. People need to talk more about Otto Kemp. People need to talk more about what Otto Kemp has meant to this baseball team since he's come back since Alec Boehm has gotten injured, put on the IL. And I was always a fan of moving Boehm, trading Boehm, letting Boehm go. But we never really had a, answer to fill that void. I think Otto Kemp can do the job. Otto Kemp has a source of power. Otto Kemp runs the bases well. He's a good glove defensively. Otto Kemp should be able to take over the loser crybaby Alec Boehm's spot. And I don't know. I just think people need to talk about Otto Kemp more. The way he played against the Mets was crazy. The way he played before he got sent down was good, was great baseball. I really like Otto Kemp, and I think Otto Kemp can mean a lot to this team down the stretch, come postseason time, potentially off the bench. And then hopefully next year, if we can move Alec Boehm and just let Otto Kemp play third base.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head too with Kemp. Like, he's been so valuable. Kemp and Bader have earned their stripes as a Philadelphia Philly this year. These guys need to be back on the team. And I think on top of that, these guys are also going to make a big difference in the playoffs. I think we're going to see a whole new Phillies squad this year because of some young blood, and that's thanks to them. But what's going on, Dennis? Good morning. If anybody wants to call into the show, feel free. The phone lines are open. That's 302-316-4848. That's 302-316-4848. Sipping Sports on 302 Birds. So you can give us a phone call right now. But let's go ahead and talk about this. I'll take this one first. History was made since the last podcast. Kyle Schwarber finally went from that magic number 49 to 50 home runs. He was sitting there for a little bit, but he got the job done. And I think that he is honestly going to hit 60. I see it happening. I think he's going to have another two home run games. And I think that's going to put him over the edge. I just think it's almost too good to be true. Now, here's the thing. If Schwarber is telling the team, hey, like, I might need some time off, it ain't necessarily about the record, right? It's about the championship. It's about the parade. So that's where I want Schwarber to put himself before the record, because the longevity of Kyle Schwarber throughout the playoffs is essential to the Phillies, especially with the way that Bryce has been playing this year. Now, Bryce has been better. He's been finding back to old form. And I do think that Bryce Harper will have a strong Red October. We'll have a strong playoff run. But Kyle Schwarber needs to be healthy for the playoffs. And that's got to be the team's top priority over this. I want to be clear about that. I thought about it the other night, too. I was sitting there thinking about it. And I was like, the Eagles kind of did the same thing with Saquon. We were all like, 2,000 or whatever Dickerson's record was. It was right over 2,000 because I guess Saquon ended up finishing with 2,005 yards. But the point is, he could have easily broken that record. And the team chose to sit him, which wasn't the most popular thing amongst the fans. But now that we got a championship out of it, notice nobody's talking about that anymore, right? Nobody fucking cares about that record anymore. Why? Because the team got the trophy. The team got the championship. The team got the parade. So I want the Phillies to take the same approach to this of if it's like with Kyle where, hey, you need to make sure your body's healthy. You're able to swing that baseball bat at the best potential, because once we get to the playoffs, we're going to be relying on you, man. You're Kyle freaking Schwarber. You're the leader of this team. So making sure that he is in a good mindset physically and mentally is essential to the Phillies' success this playoffs. And I do think he'll be there. But, I mean, I think he looks healthy to me. So I think with that being said, I think he could break 60. But the question is there something, because we all know these players don't, lead on, hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm my arm is sore. This is sore. That's sore. They're not going to lead that on. So I'm almost wondering if any of that's lingering. Obviously, I don't want him to strain anything. But at the same time, this record is totally within reach for this dude. I mean, Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he definitely has a chance to beat this. I mean, I was at the game where he hit 4 home runs. So I think this guy isn't really thinking about a record, but I think he honestly is just trying to win games for this team. He's trying to help this team out as much as he can. And he's been doing that to beyond. So, I mean, yeah, I think he could definitely do it. And obviously we didn't see him hit one yesterday, but I think today could be a day that you see him go yard. So I think if I was a betting man, I'd probably say, you know what, today maybe is a pretty good day to see Kyle Schwarber go yard. So I do think he can maybe beat this record because you got enough games to definitely beat it. You definitely do. And it's just they're going to have him starting each game. I mean, he's going to be not getting any days off. So I think definitely he has a chance to beat this. So let's see if he does it. I think so, though.
They have 14 games left. Exactly 14 games. So that's not including last night. Tonight and tomorrow till the final game, they have 14 games left. Okay. And I do not, and is it possible? Yeah. But I do not believe Kyle Schwarber will break 60 home runs. I don't believe he'll do it. And here's why. He went on that remember, baseball sees a lot of peaks and valleys. He was in a valley for a long time where he was striking out 0 for 4, 0 for 5 constantly through that Mets series, through the Marlins series, through like that whole stretch of like 2 weeks or so. Couldn't hit home runs. Besides that night, he hit the 4 home runs against the Braves. Other than that, he couldn't do it. So he had a perfect opportunity then to gain some ground, get some stuff moving, get it going, hit some homers. If he hit some home runs during that stretch of his valley, he would be like at 55 right now, possibly. So I'd be like, okay, he could hit 5 home runs, but he's got to hit 10. And the way he's going right now, he hasn't had it consistently hit home runs the past couple weeks. So is it possible to maybe get close or even break it? Yeah, but I just don't see a world where he does it. I think in his mind, he's just ready for the postseason, going to relax, get his body right, get his mind right for the postseason. Again, it is possible that he could do it. It'd be great if he could do it. Sure, if he could break Ryan Howard's record of 58, maybe, and then break 60, that'd be nice. But I just don't see a world where he does it. He's in a valley, and I just don't see a world where he's able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. And like I said, too, you want to make sure that he feels healthy going into the playoffs. So they need to have that conversation as a team, as a franchise. But moving along now to our next topic, which I know KJ McCoy is going to be super excited to talk about. So KJ, those throwbacks are finally back.
Yeah, not officially yet, but the reason we're talking about this is because there's been a lot of confusion going out all week because they announced the schedule for the games that they are going to tribute the 2000 to 2001 team. And people are a little ticked off by it for the wrong reason. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, they're tributing the team," or they're mad for it. And it's like you don't really realize the franchise is kind of doing it in the wrong way. They're saying that these are the dates they're going to tribute them. It's obvious that they're going to be wearing throwback jerseys that commemorate that year, that have to do with that year. They're going to celebrate the 2001 team because honestly, Allen Iverson doesn't want it to be all about him. He doesn't. I mean, he might, but it really is kind of commemorating that year of when we saw Allen Iverson with the MVP trophy. He won the MVP unanimously. And obviously, we made it to the finals. Dikembe Mutombo was the defensive player of the year. There was a 6th man of the year was Aaron McKee as well. So that team's beloved. They really are. So I think people are like, oh, this is disrespectful to them and whatever with wearing the jerseys. Well, I mean, it's better than never. And honestly, I think it's pretty dope. I mean, no matter how bad the team is, no matter how bad the product is, at least you're able to kind of distract that with these jerseys. These jerseys are so cold and they're so awesome. Like, I mean, just so much nostalgia to bring back. We already saw the court that they're already showing already. Like they actually leaked the court already, which was crazy. So I'm so excited. I'm so pumped for it. But I think the people that I was listening to the morning show with Joe DeCamera on 94, and they were really ticked off. And I was like, you guys don't realize. I'm like, and a bunch of people were saying this, and they're not realizing that they're doing these games because they're bringing back those jerseys. So when they play the Knicks, when they play the Jazz, all these teams that are listed, I believe the Thunder, they play them, they play the Bucks. They're going to probably most likely 99.9% It's obvious they're going to rock those jerseys. So I don't know why people are pissed off about that. It doesn't make any sense. And it's 14 games. There's 82 games in a basketball season. That's a lot of games. I think it should be shortened down, to be honest. I think it's too many games. I think, obviously, especially with the load management that we see in the NBA now, but it's about damn time we get these back, and hopefully they officially release them really soon. It should be pretty dang soon because we got until, October 31st is when we got the tip-off game. So yeah, it's going to happen pretty soon, boys.
So the Sixers, okay, all right. Here's my thing. Here's my
What you got?
I'm just going to be honest with you guys because
You're
this is how I keep it here. Okay, is it cool that the Sixers are bringing back the old school jerseys? Absolutely. Oh, it's great. They're wonderful jerseys, but I don't see how it's right that we are celebrating a team that didn't win a championship. The Sixers of 2000 and 2001 with Allen Iverson, they went to the finals. Did they win it? No. So why are we celebrating a losing team? It's great. They won the Eastern Conference Finals, and yeah, it's a great jersey. I actually own an Allen Iverson retro black jersey that they're trying to bring back. I own it. But, to celebrate a team that didn't win a championship. They won the Eastern Conference Finals. They went to the finals. Great. But did they win? No. So 25-year anniversary of what? Of losing? And by the way, we haven't gone back to the finals in 25 fucking years. In 25 years, we haven't gone back. So it's like, in what world does that possibly make any sense to me? It doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, the jerseys are back. Yeah, they're sexy. Yeah, they're great. You didn't win a championship. You couldn't do it. You couldn't finish the job. And you still haven't been back in 25 years. At this point, the Sixers marketing team and the organization realizes how bad the Sixers are. That at this point, they're like grasping for anything. They're grasping for air to bring people to the stadium. Oh, well, let's go. I'd be like, oh, KJ, let's go see the Sixers. They're in the black retro jerseys. Let's go catch them. We can go for $2 tickets. Get people. That's their way of getting people in the stadium. Yeah. So I get it, but at the same time, promoting a team that didn't win a championship and an organization that hasn't been back in 25 years.
Well, Dalton, before you kind of put your input, I want to respond to that. And let me just say the reason, and you bring up a really good point. The reason I think they're doing this is because they don't want to make it seem like it's all about Allen Iverson. So obviously they have to make it seem like, okay, you know what? We got to celebrate that team that people loved. And they were matched up with a more superior team, a way better team than Allen Iverson really only had Mutombo, but Mutombo could not defend. He could not guard Shaq. No one could guard Shaq. Shaq was a beast. You just cannot stop him. Just the force that he had, the domination that he brought on that court. You could not stop 0-1 Shaq. And that was the main thing. And then you got Kobe. So Kobe wasn't insane too. He had the afro, but he was dominant too. So I think both of them, and Kobe had that killer mentality to him right there because he was also having beef with the city of Philly at that moment. He was like, we're going to rip their hearts out. And that was where really the city of Philly and him had tension for a little bit. And that kind of came to a peaceful setback, I feel like, when he retired and when later in his career, and he kind of apologized for that. But I think what they're doing, though, is they're doing it wrong with not saying that it's going to be the jerseys that for these scheduled games. But then I think they also are just trying to make it seem like, okay, it's not all about Allen Iverson, it's about that whole team. So that's why they're labeling it as the 0-1 to the 2000 to 0-1 team celebration. That's what I think they're doing, but they just can't make it about, oh, it's the Allen Iverson jersey, because were other players on this team, and I think they would be like, "Oh my God, like this is disrespectful to me." And I think even Allen would be like, "Okay, this is disrespectful as well." So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're just going to do it backwards, and they're doing it without like any context. So that's what I think they're doing. But I know what you're trying to say, though. Like they didn't win, but I think that team is still a proud team. And usually for other teams, that'd be like, yeah, you can't really celebrate that. But I think you played against the Lakers, who were just that. I mean, another one after that as well against the New Jersey Nets. So that's what I think about it. And I know what they're trying to do. It kind of makes sense, but I know where people are coming from saying we didn't win it, but they have to make it seem like it's not all about Allen Iverson, even though it really is, but it's not, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I see both sides. I see where you guys are both coming from. First off, Broad, hilarious take and hilarious delivery. I agree with it because I get that fan side. Like, what the fuck are we celebrating? This team sucks. There's no reason to team was more relevant until they were more of a franchise. And also, why are we naming it? Like, are we going to come out in a couple years with Super Bowl 57 throwback jerseys? Like, no. We'll come out with Super Bowl 59. So I get that. I get that side of it. Here's the thing, though. It could have been sort of like a Mitchell and Ness type of thing. I think that they probably just branded it the wrong final throwbacks because that stings for Sixers fans. We lost.
Yeah, that's what they should have done.
But at the same time, they are sexy ass jerseys. Like,
They are. Yeah, they are.
It is cool that they're coming back. So I get that side.
They just
too.
labeled it wrong. You're
If
exactly
they
right.
have $5 or $2 tickets, I will gladly go in there and purchase one of these jerseys. Because think about it, right? You pay $75 for a jersey. I can get away with a youth extra large, which is why I say it's 75. But my point is, that's pretty much a game ticket and a night out right there. So if you can get away with that, it's worth it. But at the same time, like, who's actually going to this game getting excited? Besides that one old guy that loves watching the Sixers. I forget his name. The Sixers mega.
I mean, I'm going to get excited because just to go,
well, yeah, I guess the
go
true
in that
Sixers fans will get
atmosphere
hyped,
with
but
that
people like
court.
me and Broad, we're on
With
base.
that court, it's just going to feel like a totally different vibe. Obviously, it's not going to bring Allen Iverson back on the court and like he'll go out there and suit up, like obviously, but like it'll bring back like for the people that didn't really get to like I got to witness it a little bit, but like it was very minimal, and I really don't remember that too much of it. I just remember it more on TV. I mean, I got to go to one game where they had those they had the court, they had the uniforms like that. So, but it's just so like the nostalgia, like that's the one thing that I love about bringing back throwback jerseys, kind of bringing back that nostalgia, because like it brings back good memories that like I remember growing up and everything like that. And just it's almost like a time machine, if that makes any sense. So it's like, but it really, I mean, it's just like obviously though you don't get the same exact effect that you did before. Allen Iverson's just gonna be popping out there. He'll be there, but he probably won't be. He's not gonna suit up, obviously. But that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I do agree though they should have never labeled it as the anniversary of when they made it to the finals. I'll say that. So they should have labeled it as the 97. They should have said the 1997 black jerseys. That's what should 1997 jerseys, because that's when they started it, really. So that's what I think
they
should
marketed it totally wrong. They marketed it totally wrong. And yeah, it's great to bring back the jerseys. They're beautiful jerseys, but I just don't know why we're celebrating. Because remember, when you think about those jerseys, you do think about like the Allen Iverson going to the finals. Like when you picture those black jerseys, that's what you picture. So in my mind, and Phillies sports minds, you believe, look, why are we bringing these jerseys back? We didn't win anything. We weren't going to win anything, and we haven't been back in 25 years. So that's the way I look at it. It's great the jerseys are back. It's sexy. Maybe I'll even go to a game or two or something. You know what I mean? But I just think the way they worded it, and 25 anniversary of losing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it rubs me the wrong way.
I mean, I think if they lost to a team that was worse than them, then that would make a lot more sense as well. Like that would be like, okay, yeah, like I'm pissed off about that as well. But as I said before, I mean, just like the opponent we had, and at least we beat them in one game. I'll say that. We beat them in LA the first game, and then they took it to us. We were mismatched. I mean, that was the problem. We should have added more guys, and we just didn't. And that's what honestly hurt us. So it definitely
Yeah,
does
this
bring
team's
back
a
memory.
disgrace. At least these uniforms will help the paint sting a little bit better. I definitely agree with what KJ said. Like at least we can get
that's a good thing.
Because there's nothing else going for that team right now. Give them another 2 years, and hopefully they'll get it together. But let's talk about the golden child that nobody saw being the golden child in Philly sports 10 years ago, being our Philadelphia Eagles. This team is looking to go win their third championship in the past 8 years, which would be extremely impressive. They bring in Zadarius Smith, and they also bring in Tank Bigsby now. How much of an impact do you guys think that either of these players have? I guess I'll take it first real quick. I want to say something about Zadarius Smith. I like this signing a lot. Don't quote me on this, but I remember reading somewhere, hearing someone say that I think he had 12 sacks last year with the Lions. Sage in a loaded offense like that. Now I know Aiden Hutchinson was out, so that kind of, increased his workload. But at the same time, Aiden Hutchinson being out, well, that's going to increase his double teams as well. Zadarius Smith is a very good pass rusher, and I think that this could be one of the most underrated signings that the Eagles have made in the past couple years. Very happy with this. I think he's disciplined. I think he understands the game, and he's been around the league. He played with I believe he was drafted by the Packers, and then bounced around. I think he might have even been a Viking too. He's pretty much made it all around the NFC North, I guess that is, except for Philadelphia, or except for who's the last one? The Bears.
Let me
Let
me give you guys his stats from 2015 when he entered the league to last year. 2015, he had 5.5 sacks. 2016, 1 sack. Maybe he was injured. I'm not sure. 2017, 3.5. 2018, 8.5. 2019, 13.5. 2020, 12.5. 2021, 0. I guess he got injured or something. Minnesota, for 1 year, he had 10 sacks. Was with Cleveland, 5.5. Cleveland in 2023, 2024, 5. And then he had, and then I guess he went to Detroit and had 4 sacks. In his career of sacks, he has 69 sacks in his career. I think it brings a lot of veteran leadership. Remember, in 2022, we brought in Quinn. We brought in oh my God, Nick. What the hell is his name? They got the Sue. I forget how to say his first. Dominican Sue. Yeah. So I mean, we brought in some veteran guys to help out. Some of the younger defensive line guys. We had Fletch and BJ, but you still have now you really have a young line, and now you bring in a guy that can still play, bring some value, bring you some sacks. I really like the move. I think it's a wonderful move, and and it really is going to help you out when Jalen Carter decides to do some dumb shit later in the season. At least you have another guy that's capable of doing some justice.
Yeah. I think definitely the Zadarius Smith move is a pretty decent move. It really is. It was really out of nowhere. I would have thought that Howie was going to try and really go after a corner, especially after what we saw from Dory Jackson. I definitely thought he was going to really keen in on getting a corner, trading for one, or getting one as a free agent, because there's still some free agent corners right now that are available, like Mike Hilton, Asante Samuel Jr., which I would love to see them get Asante Samuel Jr., by the way. That'd be awesome. Think of that. You get Jeremiah Trotter Jr., and then you get Asante Samuel Jr. That'd be just dope. But yeah, I think there definitely is some corners that you could maybe look at. They decided to sign back Patrick Johnson to the regular roster. So they just did that to the 53-man roster, which they could have went with a corner, but they didn't. And then I think this Tank Bigsby trade is definitely it was a head scratcher for sure. I did not expect it at all. It was really out of nowhere, and I didn't really know that Will Shipley was really hurt that much, but I guess they really do want to have Tank Bigsby in this offense. And I mean, maybe they kind of look. I feel they really do like Will Shipley, but I don't know how much they like AJ Dillon. I don't really know how much they like him at all. It just seems like they want to keep Will Shipley around, like how they kind of keep these certain guys, like how they kept Burton Covey for a while. Now they're probably gonna keep Will Shipley for a while as well. So it's like I think definitely they have a soft spot for him. And then I think with Tank Bigsby, I mean, definitely a fantasy football guy. I remember having him in fantasy football, and he was a beast in general. When he got the ball, he was just a total tank. So I mean, like his name definitely is represented for sure. So I'm excited to see what he's got and what he's got left in the tank. He's got a lot left in the tank. I feel like he does. So
Stud. He was a stud for my fantasy team a couple games last year.
yeah,
I think he's going to come in and fill a nice role for the Birds. But let's go ahead and preview this game tomorrow. If anybody wants to call on the show, feel free. 302-316-4848. That's 302-316 Super Bowl LIX rematch. And this would be, if I'm not mistaken, the third time in a row that the Eagles would beat the Chiefs if they come out with the W tomorrow, which would be pretty impressive. Bro, we'll kick it to you first. How excited are you for this game, and do you think the Birds will win?
I'm extremely excited for this football game. I do believe the Eagles will win. Again, I believe that the Eagles will. I believe it's going to be a close game. So let me rephrase that. I believe the Eagles will absolutely win this game. I'm extremely excited. I don't see a world where the Chiefs get blown out like they did in the Super Bowl. I think you're going to see some offensive struggles again. You know, A.J. Brown not getting the ball. You know, so I think you're going to see a close game. But I'm extremely excited. I think the Eagles are. I do believe the Eagles are going to win this football game. What I'm looking at, of course, you got to get A.J. Brown his targets. You got to get I think that's number one. But I think Spagnuolo is looking at what the Cowboys were able to do to be able to control what they did to control A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and he's going. I'm going to do that same thing because it worked. He's at least going to try it out. And it really hurts this football team not having Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert was a major factor last week, and he's a major factor even when he doesn't have big receiving games either. Just his blocking skills and his size and the way that he is out on that football field. So it definitely hurts not having him out there. But it is I'm excited. I believe they're going to win. I do believe it'll be close. I believe it'll be like 31-24, 31-20, or something like that. I think the Eagles will win that way. I just don't see a world where the Eagles lose this football game.
Yeah.
yeah, I do think that right now the Eagles definitely. I mean, I think they definitely got to realize that A.J. Brown has got to get involved. He definitely does. And I mean, last week, I know that he was locked up by Diggs, also Bland as well. Those guys were able to be on him like glue. And for A.J., it was really frustrating. I heard that also Nick Sirianni after the game gave a speech and was saying to Devontae, hey, we're sorry that the ball didn't really get to you guys as much as usual. And that's going to happen sometimes. And we're going to need you guys to be leaders and understand that as well. And AJ didn't really take that well at all. He did not take, I don't know if you guys saw that or not. He was not happy with what he heard because somebody asked him about it. A reporter asked, what do you think about that speech that Nick Sirianni gave, saying that you guys are going to have to take a back seat sometimes? And he didn't like that one bit. I don't blame him. But yeah, I mean, if you're getting guarded like that and Jalen's trying to make good decisions, he's trying to kind of sway away all those doubters that keep on saying like, oh, well, he doesn't deserve this, and he can't win a game without AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. And I mean, he's able. I think Jalen Hurts looked really accurate, and he also, when he plays the Chiefs, he looks like a different guy out there. He looks like he honestly just wants to shut up the whole NFL media and really just go out there in the spotlight and just prove people wrong. Obviously, it didn't happen in the Super Bowl for Super Bowl 57 the first time around, but he got to honestly avenge himself and avenge this team by beating them that that season right after the one where we had the collapse. We went there, we played them at Arrowhead, we beat them, and then last year, obviously, beat them in the Super Bowl. So I mean, he's been able to obviously have some really good games against this Chiefs team. I think all the games that he's played against the Chiefs, he's had really good statistical stats. And I mean, he's had some career days for sure. So I think definitely expect a great game from him. I think they're going to really try. The Chiefs are really going to try, like what they did in the Super Bowl. They really tried to focus on Saquon Barkley. I feel like they're going to be like, all right, you know what though? We got to focus on Saquon Barkley, but at the same time, we also got to watch out for A.J. Brown and Devontae because they killed us in the Super Bowl. That's what they're saying. So I think definitely they're going to get A.J. involved, and I think you have to because you don't want the drama going on again and again. It gets old, and I just don't want that to happen because when Jalen and A.J. are really they're going out in all cylinders and they're just like everything is going well for them. This team is winning games and they are dominant as heck. And when they're able to just have that chemistry, it's amazing. So I mean, it definitely feeds off the rest of the team, and I mean, obviously the confidence. And you can obviously say they're Super Bowl contenders. I mean, they were able to do that last year. So I think definitely this is going to be a game where the Chiefs got to really figure out. Okay, do we focus on AJ? Do we focus on Devontae? Do we focus on Saquon? What do we focus on? So we'll see what they do. And I think the Birds definitely have a chance to win this game. I mean, it is going to be a little difficult without Dallas Goedert, but Grant Calcaterra is going to have to step up. Guys like Granson's going to have to step up. And let's see how they do. And the defense is going to have to step up as well. So I think Adoree Jackson needs to wake up or he's going to lose a spot.
My thing is for me, what's enough for AJ Brown? Like, what is for AJ Brown? What's enough is enough. Like, when does it come to an end with him? Because I understand. Look, you have to use him this week against the Chiefs. You have to give him the ball. You have to feed him, and it's not just him. Every star receiver out there wants the ball to be thrown to them constantly. They need it. I want to give you guys stats here of A.J. Brown's last 6 games. Okay, 3 for 36, 1 for 10, 2 for 14, 6 for 96, 3 for 43, and then last week, 1 for 8. In what world, for any star receiver, is that doable? I agree that A.J. Brown should be pissed off about how he's getting treated. I 1,000% agree. You look at those stats, your last 6 games, you haven't had over 43 receiving yards since this. You only got over 43 receiving yards once in 6 games. In 6 games. So it's not just him. If Justin Jefferson is the same thing, Mike Evans would do the same thing. Stephon Diggs in his prime would do the exact same thing. These guys, like, he has every right to be pissed off and every right to want the ball. Same thing with Devontae. They deserve it. They need it. It's just, it's not right because I get it. I get it. You know, a win is a win. And as long as you're not turning the ball over, you should be happy that you're winning. You just want to Super Bowl, whatever. Great. But, you know, and the players' minds, they're worried about getting into the Hall of Fame. They're worried about their next contract. They're worrying about how they're going to be remembered. They're thinking about how they are going to contribute to the football team. And as a receiver, you're not being given the ball, even though you're a top 5, top 7 receiver in the league. That would piss me off too. And I know it would piss every other receiver off. So when you look at the last 6 games of A.J. Brown, that's a disgrace and a disaster from that offensive play calling.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, Patulo's definitely got to he's got to fix that, and hopefully he really can. And I think he's got to learn. I think the Eagles in general, even though they won that game, there's a lot that they definitely looked over this week and they tried to clean up. So hopefully that is the passing game, and hopefully that is getting Devontae and AJ involved. Because I agree though that would piss me off as well if I was a receiver like that, and they should be pissed off. And what Nick Sirianni is saying too, not really a good look as well. Because does this mean that is this hinting that we're going to see games like this where it's similar, where AJ is not a factor, which he should be. He definitely should get some passes. I mean, like think about it. Most of the time, like 9 out of 10 of the times, he's going to catch the ball over a cornerback in this league. Like he definitely has the strength. He might not have the height, but he definitely does have the athleticism. So I think you got to Jalen's got to have more trust in him. And if they got to get back to that friendship that they had, or maybe they still have it, I don't know. It's a weird kind of friendship they have, weird relationship. But they honestly, it's just like they got to see eye to eye because I don't want this thing splitting up. We really don't. And I know that like it really we shouldn't be talking about it now because literally it's just week one. But it definitely is something that like because we've seen stuff happen like this before where you've seen quarterbacks and wide receivers butt heads. And this isn't a good sign already that it's week one. He didn't have many targets and he's kind of already a little frustrated.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll see what will happen in this game tomorrow. Let us know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those great things. If you guys haven't, that really helps the channel out a ton. And do us also a favor and go over to Broad Street Sports YouTube channel. Drop him a subscription. Drop him a follow on Instagram. We would really appreciate that. But other than that, I think that's all we got for you guys. I hope everybody has a great and safe weekend. I hope the Eagles give an ass whooping again to the Chiefs tomorrow. We'll find out. I know everybody will definitely be tuned in. And yeah, as KJ shows, Super Bowl LIX champs. If you guys aren't doing anything tomorrow, come down to the Chesapeake Inn. There is a free event. I want to just say it's free. The meeting of Deshaun Jackson and signing isn't free, but to go to the actual event and watch the game with other Eagles fans is free. So at the Chesapeake Inn, we'll be there. It's also like $80, I think, when all said and done with the fees. It's $75 and then a $5 ticket processing fee to go get an autograph from the man, the myth, the legend, Deshaun Jackson. Come out, come hang out with us, come watch the game. A lot of other Eagles influencers. It's going to be a ton of fun. But that's all we got. Like I said, stay safe. Have a great weekend, guys. And we will see you next Saturday on the Sippin' Sports Podcast.